And good evening, everyone. We are live at Parsons High School, Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium. Time for the first round of sub-state basketball action as the Vikings come in as the 8th seed, and they will be hosting 9th-seeded Topeka-Hayden. Topeka-Hayden 10-10 on the year. Vikings 11-9 on the season. Tony, kind of went against all odds that the Vikings are even hosting.
Yeah, that was a crazy night, Friday night, just to have a couple other teams lose and for us to beat a good Chanute team.
Yep.
I think Chanute ended up being 5 seed.
I think so, yeah.
So, I mean, a good Chanute team.
And I know Hayden lost a tough one against one of the best teams in 4A, Eudora, by 4 points. I know their big guy, who we'll talk about later, Joe Otting, got into some early foul trouble, and that gave Hayden some issues against Eudora. But, Tony, we talk about this a lot. When you talk about Topeka-Hayden, you just take their win-loss record and throw it into the garbage can, because I went down, they're 10-10, but I went down their schedule. They played 2 games against Class 3A teams. They played 2 games against Class 4A, their own classification. 16 of their 20 games, so 80%, was either against 5A or 6A competition.
Yeah, that's tough. And that makes your team better. I
Yep.
mean, your record might not show it, but it's going to toughen up your kids, and whenever it comes to crunch time like now, it should pay off for them. Yeah,
they play in the Centennial League up there in Topeka, and I think they've got a couple of wins over Topeka High this year. I think they beat Washburn Rural at least once, and I'd have to pull up their schedule again. But they're going to be a tough out, and the Vikings are more than capable of winning tonight. But they're going to have to play their brand of basketball. I asked Coach Houck, what are you going to do with 6'5" senior Joe Otting? And I guess we'll go ahead and let our listeners know this kid, he's not just 6'5", he's 280 pounds. And he's a football signee with the University of Notre Dame.
Yeah, so he's going to be a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
Down in the paint, which on the offense and defensive side is going to be an issue.
Yep.
And like you said, he got into foul trouble against Eudora, and I think that's going to be the key, is having our guys take it at him and try to get him in foul trouble, because if he's not in there, that's going to open up a lot of room.
Yeah, he's I talked to the gentleman from the Topeka radio station who are here covering for the Hayden Wildcats, and they said he's really the guy in the middle. Without him, they're pretty thin in the paint. And I mean, he's averaging 17.5 points, 9.5 rebounds a game, and I just mentioned the kind of competition they've played all year. And 6'5", 280, I was thinking, man, maybe kind of a bull in the china closet type deal, but I was watching him warm up. He's got a pretty soft touch.
Yeah, I seen him shooting free throws. He was knocking down free throws. I seen him make a couple of three-pointers. So, I mean, I think he's got range.
Yeah.
Not just underneath the basket. So, it's going to be a tough matchup for Jamarion Washington, Landon Wheat, whoever is on him.
Yep. Demias Johnson might have to be in there for a couple of minutes trying to shove him out of the paint. So they'll have to do it by committee, and I know Coach Houck wants the guys to get out in transition tonight, especially when Otting is on the floor, and just try to wear the big man down. I'm assuming at some point we're going to have a national anthem, but I'm going to sneak in the starting lineups before we get to that. For the visiting Wildcats from Topeka-Hayden, they will be starting 5'8" junior Jacob Padilla, 6' sophomore Jake Muller, 6'1" junior Mr. Cameron, 6'2" senior Daxton Ham, and the 6'5" senior Joe Otting. I know they also have a 6'2" freshman Aiden McGibney, and he will see action tonight. And he's, for a freshman, he's supposed to be pretty good. I don't remember Hayden playing a lot of freshmen over the years, but
he must be pretty special if he's getting playing time as a freshman at a school like Hayden.
Right. And starting tonight for the Vikes, same starting lineup they've had for a couple of weeks now: 6'1" junior Jamarion Washington, 6'1" junior J.J. Kendrick, 5'10" junior Trey Mack, 5'9" senior Jesse Jones, and 6'4" junior Landon Wheat. And Tony, win or lose, pretty good chance this is Jesse Jones' final home game.
Yeah.
There is, I mean,
slight chance.
Coach Houck said there's a pretty good chance that Coffeyville could go up as the 16th seed and knock off top-seeded Atchison.
Yeah.
And I don't think that will happen, but I agree with him that it's possible. I watched the Atchison game against Labette County, and honestly, I was not blown away.
Yeah, I want to say, when I was talking to Jack Leake, he said they lost 51-47.
Yep.
And that they had a chance to win the game.
They did, yeah.
So, and I feel like, if Labette County can hang with them, Coffeyville's just one of those teams where if they can get it going, they could be good.
They seem a little disorganized at times.
But there's times whenever they, kind of like what early in the season, our team was that way. There'd be stretches of game to where we wouldn't score at all, and I feel like Coffeyville's that type of team. But if Coffeyville could put together 4 quarters, it is possible that they could go up there and knock them off. But we got to take care of business here first, and that's going to be, and Jesse Jones, 5 straight games over 20 points, last 5 games.
Yeah.
So he's hot right now, and he started out like a bullet last Friday night on senior night, had 5 threes in the first half, and if he wouldn't have gotten foul trouble, he could have went for 30 to 40.
Yeah, he had 14 points, I think, in the first quarter alone, and was just unstoppable.
Oh. You just killed our feet.
I think just plug it back in, Tony, and you'll be okay. I think we're still good on the radio. I know we're still good on the live stream. And it doesn't look like we're getting ready for the national anthem. So let's take a 2-minute commercial break, and we'll be back with the opening tip. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
At Labette Health, we've earned our place as a top 100 hospital in the nation for joint replacement. Serving a 6-county area since 1961, Labette Health has also earned national recognition as a respected regional medical center renowned for its comprehensive healthcare services and commitment to high-quality patient care. With over 80 physicians and providers throughout southeast Kansas, Labette Health is 100% devoted to medical excellence. For more information or to find a provider near you, call 620-421-4881 or visit labettehealth.com.
My name is Bria, and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
And we're back live at Parsons High School. Starting lineups being announced over the public address. And make sure our listeners know another 6 o'clock tip tomorrow. Girls get to host as well. They will be taking on Holton, which is even a longer drive. That's quite a bit north of Topeka. And so that'll be a 6 o'clock tip as the girls trying to snap a 30-year drought going to the state tournament. And 1993 was the last time the Lady Vikings made it to the state tournament. And they have a real shot this year. So make sure you come out and support the Lady Vikes tomorrow night. I know the balcony behind us is filling up nicely, but still plenty of seating across the way. So if you're at home debating whether or not to come out, go ahead and come on over. We want the gym to be as loud as possible tonight as the Vikings, I'm going to call it a mild upset if the Vikings get the win tonight. I think Hayden would be favored just slightly. And I know Hayden's hard to score on. They don't give up a lot of points. And they've got the big guy in the middle protecting the rim. Hayden will be in their traveling navy white and Vegas gold. I'd never even heard of Vegas gold till I got their roster, but that is a thing.
That's what Independence Community College has.
That's what they call it, Vegas gold.
The exact same colors as that. Yep.
Vikings, of course, in their home white and the blue and gold trim, and we are getting very close to the start of 2023 sub-state action. Jesse Jones possibly
right in the
playing
center of all of them.
He's been a great senior leader for the Vikes this year and got to go to state his freshman year, got out on the floor a little bit.
In sophomore year, they played the state tournament in Lewisburg first round.
Yep.
Kind of just a weird year for state. For some reason, they decided to do the first round of state at a site of the higher seed.
Yeah, that was still
weird.
COVID related.
Yep.
And just like that, we are ready for basketball. Joe Otting against Landon Weed. I think Landon can out-jump the big guy. And it was about even. And the opening tip controlled by the Wildcats. Vikings will open up in a straight man-to-man. We'll expect the same from Hayden. Otting out top. Hands off to Cameron. They're trying to go down to the big guy. He's guarded right now by Washington. Washington trying to put him out of the paint. A three-pointer off the mark and rebounded by the Vikes. Good defensive possession to start the game for Parsons. And we have an injury already. Jamarion Washington. I'm not sure what happened. But they actually stopped play, and it looks like they're going to let him stay on the floor.
I don't know if he got shoved out by the big guy. He was down past the basket.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but he's going to stay on the floor. J.J. Kendrick looks to drive. He's cut off. Jesse Jones has had the hot hand here lately for the Vikes. Landon Wheat kicks it out. Washington, even though he's injured, going to launch a three. It's off the mark, no good, and rebounded out. But a steal. Jesse has it. Goes up. Missed the layup. And it's taken by Hayden. Missed opportunity there by the Vikes. Mahler up ahead. Layup blocked. That was Landon Wheat, but somehow Hayden got it back. And then the Vikes with quick hands have the steal. J.J. Kendrick loses it, gets it back. Washington, did he take steps? Sure enough. So both teams maybe just a little rattled here in the early going. Coach Dwayne Paul of Hayden shouting out instructions. Mahler gets the ball into the front court. Picked up by Jesse Jones. Over to Padilla. Ham with it. Back to Padilla. Right back to Ham. Mahler on the right wing. Padilla listed at 5'8". I don't even know if he's that tall. Nice drive. Shot put up off the glass. No good. And the Vikes have it. Trey Mack with it to J.J. Kendrick. He thought about a three. Now he needs help. To Mack on the baseline. Lobs it up to Washington. Another turnover by the Vikes. We're tied at 0. 6:12 to go in our opening quarter. Mahler for three. Is short. Long rebound to Jesse Jones. Jesse looking to force the action. Little floater, no good off the glass. And rebounded by Otting. So neither team can find the basket so far in the opening 2 minutes. Near foul. Padilla almost throws it away. Ham ends up with it out to Mahler. Lobs it into Otting. Finds a cutter to the basket. He almost lost it. And then he got the roll. Scoring is Dexton Ham, 6'2 senior. Puts Hayden on top 2-0. 5:38 to go in our opening quarter. Coach Houck shouting out instructions from the Viking bench. Kendrick with it. Hands off to Jones. Jesse gets a screen. Now back to Washington. Now they're going to have Jesse's going to get a lot of attention tonight from the Hayden defense. Trey Mack with it. Looks to penetrate. Did he take steps? Yes, he did. The Vikes with a lot of turnovers here in the early going, Tony.
Yeah, I got 3 turnovers. And, you know, they got 3 turnovers, 3 missed shots, but Hayden's missed 4 shots. You know, if it's a 2-0 game, just looking at it, we should be able to hang with them.
Padilla with it. Ham out to Padilla, thought about a 3. Auding getting triple teamed out to Padilla for a 3. It's well off the mark and rebounded by Jesse Jones. So neither team shooting well at all in the opening minutes. Washington almost lost it. He got it back. And he took steps.
A lot of bumping going on.
Yeah, they're letting a lot of contact go between Washington and Auding. But I will say this, I don't know how many minutes Auding usually plays. He already looks a little tired to me.
Yeah, his cheeks are pretty rosy.
Yeah, 6'5", 280, on his way to play football at the University of Notre Dame. So 4:45 to go in our opening quarter. It's Hayden 2, Parsons 0. Mahler with it. Out to Cameron. Back to Mahler. Auding triple team, finds a cutter to the basket, and he's going to get the roll. Mahler makes it 4-0 Hayden. Vikes need to find some answers at the offensive end.
How's that not a foul?
That looked, I could hear it from out here. It sounded like a loud slap. Tallis to Kendrick. And we finally have a foul call. That is the first foul on either team. Padilla picks up the personal. See if they try to lob it up to Landon. They get it to him, and he scores. Landon Wheat gets the first basket for the Vikes. 4:10 to go in the opening quarter. Hayden leads it 4-2. Jake Mahler, he almost took steps. He's going to get a screen from the big man out top. Cameron just threw it away. He's trying to get it to Auding. So, Tony, I think both teams trying to feel the other one out so far. And I mentioned that Hayden is hard to score on. I didn't really expect it to be this low scoring over halfway into the first quarter, but handful of turnovers and some missed shots by both teams, and it's Hayden 4, Parsons 2, 3:55 to go in our opening quarter.
I got six turnovers already in the game.
And so neither team being particularly efficient, at least at the offensive end. Jones with it. Jake Mahler has been guarding him so far. Gets around him, and boy, good defense, good anticipation by Auding, and then a foul in the backcourt either on Tallis or Kendrick. I think it was Kendrick. No?
Tallis.
Trey Tallis. So he picks up his first and the team's first. 3:36 to go in our opening quarter. Hayden has the ball in a 2-point lead. Padilla to Mahler. Over to Ham.
Yeah, he took steps.
So another turnover.
Yep. That's 8 turnovers.
And here comes, I talked to the radio guys from Hayden, and they said about halfway through the first quarters when you start seeing subs, and right off, sure enough, Cooper Kolbach and the freshman, Aiden McGibney, on the floor for the Wildcats. So the Vikings with a chance to tie. They could even get their first lead of the game here with a 3. Jesse Jones really hasn't had very many good looks. They've defended him well so far.
He's wide open on the wing, or was.
Kendrick with it. Now to Jesse. Comes all the way out to half court. He's being guarded by Padilla right now. It's a screen picked up by Mahler.
He's got to move.
I'm telling you, Hayden plays tough man-to-man defense. They always have. Kendrick needs help.
Wow.
And a foul on the freshman, Aiden McGibney. So the 6'2 freshman picks up his first and the team's second.
Yeah, so far their defense has been pretty swarming.
Yeah,
the Vikings only shot 4 times.
If the Vikings can kind of get into a groove here as this game continues. Kendrick kicks it out to Jesse. Jesse wanted the 3, but the pass was a little errant. Jesse needs help. Hands off to Kendrick. JJ, he needs help.
Wow, he's got to get rid of it.
3-second violation, I believe. They're really kind of sagging the big guy down into the paint to take away any of our downhill drives to the basket. That's a pretty good strategy. by Hayden. One of the reasons they've been able to hold the Vikes to 2 points deep into the first quarter. Fortunately, Hayden only has 4 points. Padilla on the right wing. The little guy gets around everybody. Kicks it out for a wide open three, but they hesitated, and the shot is missed by Kolbach. Here come the Vikes. Mack with it. Out to Jesse Jones. Jesse refuses the screen. I tell you, Mahler has done a really nice job on Jesse so far. In fact, he just poked it away from him. Jesse gets it back. The Vikes might have a little numbers advantage here. Out to JJ for a wide open three. Oh, and he nailed it, but they're going to wave it off and call a blocking foul in the paint on Kolbach, I believe. That's a tough break for the Vikes.
Yeah, because he knocked that down. Man. They're letting the big guy get away with a lot of touches.
Minute 51 to go in the first quarter. Hayden leading at 4-2. And there's a nice inbound play, kissing it off the glass. Landon Weed, he has all 4 points for the Vikings. It's 4-4, minute 40 to go in the first quarter. Mahler gets out to Padilla, the lefty for three. It's no good. Nobody shooting well for either team. Here come the Vikes with a chance to take the lead. Jesse Jones goes left, cut off. Trey Mack loses it. Out to Wheat, puts it on the floor, gets to the paint, and he scores with the left hand. Wow, we've been waiting on this all season long.
Big time.
Landon Wheat to just get out of the gates quickly. He's got all 6 points for the Vikings, and they lead at 6-4. Minute 5 to go in quarter number 1. And now we have a foul on Washington as they were getting it into the big man, Joe Otting. That will be Washington's first. This game looks like it may just be a slugfest. Otting lost it. Jesse Jones going to try to outrace everybody. He's double teamed, gets it back, and puts it in. Jesse Jones with his first basket, showing off his athleticism. 8-4, Vikes on a 6-0 run. 45 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Mahler with it. Out to Padilla. Now the freshman wide open. It looked like a two. He missed it anyway, but an offensive rebound. Otting looking to shove off. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded by the Vikes. I tell you, Landon Wheat has had an outstanding first quarter for the Vikes on both ends of the floor. Vikes may want to hold for one here. Mahler, an outstanding defender. Out there on Jesse Jones. He's one of the few guys that I've seen almost pick Jesse's pocket on the entire season. He's got long arms. 8 seconds to go. Jesse looking to make a move, and it's a 5-second violation. I don't even know where the line is that you have to penetrate, but Jesse got caught out too close to half court, and it's a 5-second violation.
Yeah, just good defense by Hayden.
So 6 seconds. Here comes Hayden. They'll have to get a shot off quickly. Mahler looks to drive off the glass. No good, but a foul.
Wow.
And we'll have after all that contact, we get a little chintzy foul there on J.J. Kendrick, his first and the team's third. 3 team fouls on both ball clubs. Just 1.9 seconds. Vikes are going to have to box out in case of a miss. They don't need a miss and a stick back. Got the roll, Mahler did. He now has 3 points. 68% as a team. Hayden shoots free throws. So 8-5. Vikes by 3. 6-foot senior puts it up and couldn't get the roll, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter with your score. Parsons 8 and Hayden 5. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people, and if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information, or visit labette.edu.
And we are back live at Parsons High School, getting ready for the start of quarter number 2. Vikings leading Hayden 8-5, very low scoring first quarter. Tony, I know you mentioned before we got back on the air, Vikings out rebounding the Wildcats in that first quarter, 8-4, 8-3.
Hayden had 9 missed shots.
Yeah.
They had 11 shots at the basket. We only had 7, Scott. We were 4 for 7, though. But we had 6 turnovers.
Yeah, going to have to clean up the turnovers. Easier said than done. This is a Hayden team that'll be in your hip pocket most of the night. Vikings have the first possession of quarter number 2. J.J. Kendrick with it. Washington at the top of the key. Hands off to Jesse. Almost lost it. Quick hands got it back. J.J. Kendrick looking to make a move, and he gets fouled by Mr. Cameron. So his first and the team's 4th. So been 7 fouls called in the game, 1 foul apiece on 7 different players. So nobody in foul trouble yet. Cutting to the basket is Mack, and he missed the layup. And it's rebounded by Hayden. Here comes Cameron with it. Hands off, little reverse layup. Scoop shot goes down for Carter Shervat, 6'2 junior. 1-point game. Vikes leading at 8-7. From the free throw line, Tullis couldn't get it to go off the glass, rebounded by the freshman, McGibney. It's like Hayden might want to run a little bit here. 3-pointer from the left wing, no good, but there's the freshman with the offensive board, and he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Washington, the first man with 2 fouls. Again, we'll be on the air a little before 6 o'clock tomorrow for the girls contest, as they will be hosting Holton. First round of the girls sub-state. Tell you, Hayden's been getting some good rolls on their free throws as McGibney drops it in, and we are tied once again. 8 points apiece, 7:09 to go in quarter number 2. McGibney's second free throw, in and out, no good, and rebounded by Tullis. So we're tied at 8. J.J. Kendrick to Mack on the left wing, needs help. Oh, he's going to launch a 3. Kind of an afterthought, missed it, and it's going to say it went off Tullis and over to Hayden. You know, Tony, you'd rather see a guy just catch and shoot. I think he was surprised that he was that wide open. So here comes Cameron with it. Hayden has outscored the Vikings 3-0 here in the second quarter. We're tied at 8. Quick 3 is going to go down. Casper Kolbach off the bench with a 3-pointer. Hayden with the momentum right now. They lead at 11-8. 6:40 to go in the first half. Jesse Jones looks to penetrate. Good look to Landon Wheaton. He scores off the glass. 8 points in the first half for the 6'4 junior. Another assist for Jesse Jones. Hayden with the ball in a 1-point lead, 6:20 to go here in quarter number 2. Cameron guarded by Kendrick. Cameron drives, too hard off the glass. Nice box out and rebound by Trey Mack. Jones with it. Jesse dribbles around everybody, and a blocking foul underneath. I didn't have a good look at it. I thought they were going to get the offensive foul on Jesse, but I was a little blocked.
I was watching Nick on the other side. I thought he was going to call the charge, but Kevin is under the basket, and he called the block. I think he was leaning back. I think that's why they called the block.
Free throw, no good. Jesse will have one more. Here comes the big man, Joe Otting. Tell you, with him on the bench, Hayden was actually looking a little bit better on the offensive end. Tony, a little bit faster, a little bit more fluid. Jesse trying to tie this thing at 11. He got it to go. So 3 points for the 5'9 senior. 11 points apiece, about 6 minutes to go in the first half. Cameron over to Ridley. There's a 3-pointer from the right wing. And boy, look at that. Getting the roll, Kolbach. Soft rims tonight. And it's a 3-point lead for Hayden. 14-11. JJ penetrates, goes baseline, cut off, gets it to Landon. Landon goes up, and he cannot get the roll. Boy, Hayden's getting all the rolls on one end. And the Vikes not getting so lucky on their end for some reason. Cameron almost threw it away. Nice catch, and then a traveling violation, though. It was a great catch by Ham, but I think they got him for taking one extra step. There's some tough shooting luck for the Vikes, Tony. The percentage is okay, but man, they've had some shots spun around the rim and popped out.
I don't know how that last one from Landon didn't go down.
I don't either.
It was in and out.
5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Vikes have the ball. They are trailing Hayden 14-11, and bad pass picked off by the big man Otting. Goes with the left hand, and he scores. Believe it or not, that is his first basket of the night. He averages 17.5 points, but he showed some athleticism there. Oh, good look down to Landon Weed. He scores with the left hand. He is in double figures with 10 points. He leads all scorers. 16-13. Vikes hanging tough against the Wildcats. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Ridley for three. Off the mark. And, they're going to say that it stays with Hayden. I tell you, the Vikes have done a good job on the boards tonight. Demias Johnson in there. Wouldn't be surprised if they tried to lob it in. Thought they might lob it into Otting, but they didn't. Otting has it out at the top of the key. Hayden with the ball in a 3-point lead. Cameron to Ham. There's another three-pointer from the top of the key. Good again is Kolbach. 3 threes. I think he's probably already exceeded his season average. He has 9 points here in the first quarter, and then a foul out and an illegal screen on Demias Johnson. Coach Houck disagrees. All of a sudden, it's a 6-point lead for Hayden, thanks to those 3 3-pointers here in the second quarter by Kolbach. They put up 14 points, and we haven't even played half of the quarter yet. 14-5, they've outscored the Vikes. He's going to try again from way downtown, and it's good. This is unexpected, I'm sure, by just the Hayden crowd and the Viking coaching staff. Kolbach with 4 3-pointers in the second quarter, and it is 22-13. Hayden, it's a full timeout. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
Well, behind the hot shooting of 6-foot junior Cooper Kolbach, who has drained 4 3-pointers in the second quarter, Hayden has stretched out to a 9-point lead over the Vikes. And Tony, I kind of wondered if we'd have like a Trey Mack or a Trey Tullis kind of be an X factor for the Vikes tonight. Instead, Cooper Kolbach, I can guarantee you he doesn't average double figures because he wasn't even mentioned by the radio guys when I talked to them earlier, and he's exploded for 12 first-half points off those 4 3-pointers. So the Vikes with some work to do. Hayden is a hard team to come back on. Fortunately, we're still in the first half, so the Vikes have time. And a foul. That will be the 6th team foul. Vikes are they won't be at the line yet, but once they get up there, they're going to have to knock down their free throws.
Yeah, free throws are going to be the key. If they can knock down some free throws, they can probably inch back into this game. They're going to have to knock down some 3-pointers as well.
Cameron, with 2 fouls, heads to the bench. Jesse Jones down to Washington. Washington against the 6'5 Giant. Goes up, lost it, and it's taken away by Otting. Here comes Hayden. Chance for a double-digit lead. Quick 3. Off the mark. Finally a miss by Kolbach. Jesse Jones thought about an NBA 3, but Mahler was right on him. Kendrick to Washington. Tough shot, can't get the roll, and then Landon just lost it, and the Vikes will keep possession. Landon could have scored, but I think he just scored it out of his hands. So 3:25 to go in the first half. Hayden leading 22-13. They've outscored the Vikes 17-5 here in the second quarter. Vikes led 8-5 at the end of the first quarter. Freshman back on the floor, and it's stolen away. Off the inbound, Padilla has it. Gets around Mack, and he scores, and he's fouled. What a second quarter by Topeka-Hayden.
Now we're 1 for 7 in this quarter.
You know, the Vikings have been a comeback team all year long, but this Topeka-Hayden team may prove to be the biggest challenge yet. 24-13, Hayden has dominated this second quarter. Tony, it looked like they were going to really struggle offensively tonight through those first 8 minutes, but they have really got it cooking here in the second quarter. Padilla's free throw is good. All the momentum right now with Hayden. They lead Parsons 25-13, 3:18 to go in the first half.
Hayden shooting 75% right now in the second quarter. They're 8 for 12.
And they're going to pick up full court. Vikes get it into Jesse Jones. Jesse looking to make a move, goes all the way, got blocked from behind. The freshman got him. So nothing going right for the Vikings in the second quarter. Mahler. Padilla over to the freshman. He lost it, and it's out of bounds off McGibney, the freshman, and it goes over to the Vikes. It's going to be tough for the Vikes to come back. They can obviously do it, Tony, but I tell you, this defense by Topeka-Hayden is outstanding.
Yeah, they're quick. They got a couple small guys there.
That's a reach in.
Quick. That's 2 on Padilla.
And that'll put Jesse Jones at the line for 1 and 1. And this is what we just talked about it a minute ago, Tony. When the Vikes have a chance, they're going to have to figure out a way to chip away. Only 13 points in the first half for the Vikes, and we have 2:47 to go before halftime. Jesse Jones front end, in and out, no good. It's been that kind of second quarter for the Vikes. They have only put up 5 points. They did great in the first half, holding Hayden to 5. Mahler kicks it out. Padilla, the lefty for 3, is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Jesse Jones. Vikes have to find some answers on the offensive end. Jesse swings it over to Mack. Down to Tullis. Gets one man in the air and scores. Nicely done by Trey Tullis. Gets his first basket. Vikes within 10 at 25-15. 2:08 to go in the first half. Corner 3, knocking it down is Dom Ridley. 5 3-pointers in the second quarter for Topeka-Hayden, and they are pulling away from the Vikings right now, 28-15. Minute 50 to go in the first half. Jesse Jones. They double team Jesse. Long pass over to Mack. Now to Wheat. Back to Mack. Trey Mack to Landon Wheat. Thought about a 3. Kicks it out to Trey. He'll try a 3. It's short and rebounded by Hayden. Vikings only 15 points here in the first half. Mahler with a good drive, and he got it to go. Everything working for Hayden here in the second quarter. They've put up 25 points after only scoring 5 in the first quarter. Deep 3 is good by Jesse Jones. Vikings needed that in a big way. He now has 6 points. 30-18, Hayden by 12. I guess at this point, Tony, try to get it down under 10 going into the locker room. Steal. Good anticipation by Jesse Jones, and he scores off the glass. There's the senior leadership. Vikes finally with a little bit of run of their own, 5-0. Still a 10-point lead for Hayden at 30-20, just 30 seconds to go in the first half. Hayden spreading the floor. Looks like they may want to hold for 1. Jesse Jones comes out on Mahler, and we have a timeout called by Topeka-Hayden. 22 seconds to go in the first half. It's Hayden 30, Parsons 20. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on V93.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
And we're back live at Harold C. Johnson Gymnasium. Offensive explosion by Topeka-Hayden in the second quarter. 5 points they had at the end of the first 8 minutes, but they've exploded for 25 here in the second quarter, and they lead at 30-20. But Tony Kolbach kind of did what Jesse Jones did in the first quarter against Chinook. 4 3-pointers. And, and it's weird because I think it was his very first one. It might have been his second one. In and out, and then went through. And then after that, he had nothing but net on the next couple, got his confidence going. So see if the Vikes can get a defensive stop here. Topeka-Hayden will also have the first possession of the second half. 15 seconds to go. Deister on the floor for the first time. Mahler now with 10 seconds. A foul will put Hayden at the line. 5 seconds. I think they want to get it to the big guy if they can. He's double teamed. Desperation three, looks good, and it is. Knocking it down is Dom Ridley. That is the 6th three-pointer of the second quarter for Topeka-Hayden, and that is a bit of a backbreaker for the Vikes. They go to the locker room trailing Hayden 33-20. Let's take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back with our Eye Care Associate halftime show. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
This year's team includes freshman Shea Clark, freshman Natalie Bowman, junior Kendall Young,
and one wasn't here and we learned
senior Beth Dominguez, senior Carolyn Chapman, senior captain Chloe Carson. This routine was choreographed by Kendall Young. The Dutch Fingers are managed by Karen Monica and coached by Emily Morris.
With 4 threes in the second quarter, ours the Cats for the
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
End with the Vikings trailing 33-20 at halftime. I would say the Vikings actually, they won the battle, but they lost the war. They won the battle against Joe Otting, the 6'5 senior, double-teamed and oftentimes triple-teamed anytime he touched the ball in the paint. 2 points.
Yeah.
And he's averaging 17.5, but when he gets that much attention, what happens? You get guys wide open on the perimeter. And Cooper Kolbach, 6-foot junior off the bench, I'm sure he's been an integral part of the Hayden team all season long, but I doubt that there's been very many games where he's been their leading scorer at halftime, and he leads all scorers tonight with 12.
That's impressive. We just got to get more shots at the back. We're shooting 47%. They're shooting 49%, but they took 27 shots. We only took 18.
Yeah, it's that's typical of a Hayden team. Their defense is always so sound. I remember when we lost to them in the 93 state championship game. We scored 30 points in the first half. They held us, and this was an explosive Parsons team. They held us to 19 in the second half. And they're just right up in your face, and we've got 10 for Landon Wheat, 8 for Jesse. That's 95% of our points. That's 18 or 90%, I guess. That's 18 of our 20 points, and so we're going to need some more help, but it's really not like J.J. Kendrick and Jamarion Washington and these other players aren't trying. Yeah. It's just that the defense is really that good. It's suffocating.
It's weird how, no matter where the pass goes, it looks like there's 3 guys there to defend it.
Yep.
Every single time. It's like they're so quick. As soon as the ball's there, they're just swarmed to the ball. It's just, I haven't seen a defense quite like that, in a long time. I mean, it's pretty impressive. We were lucky to stay, with our cold shooting in that first quarter, to kind of stay in the game. Leading 8-5 at the end of the first quarter was a big win. But man, whenever they started knocking down those threes, I mean that's tough.
And that is the difference in the game for the Vikings. They rebounded pretty well. They did have too many turnovers in the first half, but Vikes got outscored 18-3 behind the three-point line, and that's the difference in the game. And the one three-pointer we did get, Jesse just kind of came down and decided to launch a 28-footer, which is well within his range. We see him knock those down all the time.
Well, we have not had an open look for a three really at all.
They have just they're a well-coached team, and I can remember it was just last year the Hayden girls came in here as the lower-seeded team and knocked off the Lady Vikes, and we were a good team, and we had just outstanding shooters, with Scheibe and
we had Ellie last year.
And Ellie and Ashka Patel. And I remember getting worried just during warm-ups. I was watching the Lady Wildcats. I can't remember if it was a 2-3 or a 3-2 zone that they were working on in warm-ups. And I was like, because I wanted them to play zone because of our outside shooting. But they moved so well in the zone. I was like, I don't know if we're going to, even if they're in a zone, I don't know if we're going to get any open looks. And and they did make it tough on us, even when we were in a zone. It's just, and what we mentioned in the pregame, Topeka-Hayden, 16 of their games this year were against 5A or 6A competition. And that makes a difference. Yeah, their record is very average at 10-10.
Yep.
But they are not, if they were playing in the SEK, well, very good chance they'd be the SEK champ.
Yeah, exactly.
The talent is there. And, it's a tough break for the Vikes because just looking at Hayden's scores over the course of the season, I'm pretty sure they don't hit 6 3-pointers in a quarter very often. There's not very many high school teams that do. So they use the three-pointer to get a cushion here. And these next 8 minutes, Tony, it'll be the most important 8 minutes that the Vikings have played all year. They have to basically cut this lead in about half going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they got to clean up the turnover. They got 11 turnovers.
Yeah.
I mean, if you cut that in half, you know, and only had 3 per quarter, that's 6 more shots at the basket. And if you're shooting close to 50%, I mean, that's, you know, 3 more made baskets. I mean, that's 6 points.
Yeah.
You know, if they can make up that, I mean, there's a good chance. And in hopes that their 3-point shooting cools off, you know, you just got to clean up the turnovers and hope they cool off a little bit. And I think it's possible. It's going to be really tough down 13.
Yeah, Vikes, you know, the Vikes came from 14 down in the fourth quarter against Labette County. This is a different team.
Yeah.
This Hayden team is going to be harder to come back against. They don't make a lot. They made some mistakes early. They made some silly turnovers. I just thought I thought both teams were tight in the first quarter, hence the 8-5 score at the end of that first period.
I thought in transition, you know, we might be able to get some points.
Yeah.
But, man, they are so quick. Padilla and one of the other guards are so quick getting back that we haven't been able to get any easy baskets, not a single one.
Yeah, if you had told me that Landon Wheat was going to score 10 and Jesse Jones 8 in the first half, I would have thought we'll be right there.
Yeah, because you think Washington has 4, Kendrick has 4, and somebody else throws in 2. And, you know, but, yeah, I mean, that's how it goes.
So we'll see. Hayden will have the first possession as we get ready for the second half. Vikes will have to come out and play their best half of basketball, or they're going to see their season come to an end tonight, along with the outstanding career of point guard Jesse Jones. And play has resumed. Jake Muller had 5 points in the first half, gets a screen out top. Hayden with the ball, 13-point lead. Padilla lobs it in for the big man, and he missed an easy one. Went up to the left hand, then a foul right off the bat by Dexton Ham. Just his first, and obviously the team's first here in the second half. 7:43 to go in the third quarter. Hayden leads at 33-20. As expected, it looks like they'll just stick with their straight man-to-man. They've had a lot of success with it. Landon Wheat looking to make a move. Strong move, couldn't get it.
How is there no foul
there? Yeah, there was a lot of contact there. Rebounded out by Otting. Cameron to Padilla in the corner. Fakes a 3. Gets around his man. Now kicks it out to Ham. Looked like a double dribble. Instead, he puts it up in the paint. No good. Rebounded by the Vikes. Parsons have to start clicking on the offensive end. Jesse thought about a long 3. Mack with it. He lost it. It's another turnover. And now the Vikes may get it back. Nope. Jesse tipped it out of bounds. I don't think the Vikes have seen a defense this stingy all year, Tony.
Yeah, that's tough.
Padilla with it. Picked up by Mack. They were a little slow to get down on Otting. He backs his man down. He's short again. He is really struggling. That's got to be a foul. How are they not calling that? Coach Houck can't believe it. And then the quick hands of Padilla, and he took steps, but he was fouled first. Yeah. Coach Houck is right. He said, I think he's talking about Otting, said, hey, man, he is laying on my guy, and you're not calling it. So that was the second foul on Mack. Nobody has scored, and then a block from behind, Jesse Jones. And, you know, Hayden got off to a slow start offensively in the first quarter, but the Vikes really couldn't do anything with it. And now the Vikes really need to take advantage of this slow start, but they can't score either. So Cameron to Padilla. He'll launch a corner 3. No good. Nobody's getting rolls on that end of the floor. Jesse Jones looks to explode to the basket, but cut off. Mahler has done an outstanding job. I think he's pretty much been on Jesse the entire ball game. Kendrick. Right now, Cameron on Jesse. Tough shot, no good by Washington. Gets it back. Second try, no good. And then fighting for it is Landon Wheat. Who's the foul going to be on?
Got to be on Otting.
Jake Mahler picks up his first. Ham heads to the bench, replaced by McGibney. So nobody has scored here in the first couple of minutes of the second half, and the Vikes have got to get it going on the offensive end. They're down by 13. Jesse Jones.
Man, they are so quick.
They're just all over Jesse. Vikes just out of sorts on the offensive end. Three-pointer by Kendrick off the mark. And, boy, great hustle by Landon Wheat, but it's pulled out by Otting. Here comes Hayden. Mahler pulls it out to Cameron. Over to Padilla. Down to McGibney. Ball stolen away. Went right through the hands of Cameron at the other end. Shot good off the glass by Jesse Jones. He's in double figures with 10. 33-22. Vikes within 11. 5:28 to go in the third quarter. Vikes, Tony, there's no way to say it. They just have to keep getting stops and figure out a way to score at the other end.
Yep.
And this is a very, very well-coached Hayden team. McGibney gets fouled by Landon Wheat.
He didn't even do anything.
Yeah, after all the...
Wow.
After, if they'd been calling it tight all night long, I wouldn't think anything of that. But, man, fortunately just the first on Landon. Team second. Mahler thought about a three. Now he puts up a floater, and it's good. He now has 7 points, and we have a quick timeout on the floor. 35-22, Hayden leading by 13, 5:07 to go in the third quarter. And Tony, it's going to be tough. Vikes, we've played 3 minutes basically the second half, still a 13-point deficit. And Hayden's defense is so good, it's just going to be tough to score. You got the big guy clogging up the middle.
Yep.
And even as quick as Jesse Jones is, even if they give him a screen, boy, they're hedging pretty much every screen and coming out and getting right in Jesse's face. Real quickly, I want to say thank you to a few of our sponsors who bring you Viking basketball: Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associate of Parsons, Doctors Newland and Gilmore, and also Labette Bank. Off the full court press, we have a foul. I think that was on Cameron, which would be his third, and he will have to head to the bench. And here comes Cooper Kolbach, who lit the Vikings up with 4 3-pointers in the second quarter, and he was the main reason why Hayden was able to head to the locker room with a double-digit lead. Vikes down 35-22. They almost turn it over. This defense continues to be tough. Almost a traveling violation. Guarded 3 off the mark, and a great rebound. And then a foul. Did they get Washington?
Yeah.
If so, that'll be his third. Even though Jesse was way behind the three-point line, they were still right in his face, Tony. They are not going to let the Vikings have anything easy tonight.
Yeah, Padilla was right there.
So Washington has to head to the bench with 3 fouls. Trey Tallis on the floor. Size-wise, that's a bit of a matchup. Tallis on Otting. Padilla to Kolbach. Three-pointer from the left wing. Knocking it down is Jake Mahler. I'm sure that was Coach Houck's biggest fear, that Hayden would knock down some threes tonight, and they have done it very well. That is their 7th three-pointer of the game. Meanwhile, the Vikings have only hit 1. Biggest lead of the night for Hayden at 38-22, 4:23 to go in the third quarter. Nice drive by Kendrick. Oh, he can't get the roll. Boy, in the first half, at that end of the floor, everything that Hayden threw up, especially in the second period, found its way through the basket, but that one rolled off, and it's been that kind of night offensively for the Vikes. And Coach Houck, you can sense the desperation. Even with 3 fouls, he puts Washington back on the floor. Padilla with it. Over to Mahler. Now to Otting, right back to Mahler. Hayden with the ball and a 16-point lead. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Padilla wide open for a 3, and it's good. 8 3-pointers on the night. 41-22. Hayden in control. And then a foul by Padilla. His third. Dom Ridley and Carter Charvat into the lineup for Hayden.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who they bring in. They're all good shooters.
Yeah, they're good shooters and they're good defenders. Vikes get it into Wheat. Landon working on the freshman to Tullis. Tullis goes baseline, cut off. He needs help. Gets it out to Wheat. Now to Tullis. Boy, Vikes just completely out of sorts. And they get bailed out, a foul at the free throw line. Dom Ridley picks up his first. Trey Mack checking in. Well, we were hoping for a quick start for the Vikes here in the second half. Unfortunately, they've been outscored 8-2 by this outstanding Hayden team that I can guarantee you is by far and away the best 500 team in Class 4A.
Yeah.
Jesse Jones has it poked away. He was triple teamed. It's another turnover. At the other end, off the glass, shot no good, and good rebound. And then a quick outlet to Jesse Jones, and he scores. And we have a timeout on the floor. Jesse Jones, leading scorer for the Vikes with 12 points, but the Vikes have a big mountain to climb. They trail Hayden 41-24, 3:11 to go in the third period. Go ahead and say thank you to some more of our sponsors bringing you Viking basketball this season. We want to say thank you to Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, Strategic Partners, Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, also Parsons District Schools, Day and Zimmerman, SEK Orthopedic, and Snyder Lawn Mowing Service, all bringing you Viking basketball. Tony, I would say, well, the Vikings are just going to need to throw in, have a flurry of three-pointers, but how do you?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this man-to-man defense has just been suffocating. And, you know, and this is where Hayden's tough schedule really comes into play. The Vikings playing almost entirely 4A schools, and some even smaller than that. You just don't see these kind of athletes. Vikes with a little zone press here, trying to change things up. Hayden with a 17-point lead, 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gibney lobs it in, and then it's stolen away. Jesse Jones has it. Jesse may want to try to take it all the way. He's cut off, he's triple teamed. Somehow he got it to Landon Wheat, and that basket went down.
Wow.
And he's fouled. Landon actually grabbed the rim and lost the ball. And somehow the ball went through the basket.
I think the coaches want an offensive goaltending.
Yeah, that's awfully close to offensive interference.
Yeah.
Auding back into the lineup along with Ridley for Hayden. I tell you, Jones and Wheat working hard, 12 points apiece, but only 2 points from the rest of the team. But don't be too hard on the Viking supporting cast. This Hayden defense is something to see. Free throw goes down for Landon Wheat, gets the old-fashioned three-point play. 41-27, 14-point lead for Hayden. Vikes stick with their zone press. McGivney almost took steps, kind of slipped a little bit. Cameron with it, out there guarded by Jesse Jones. Hands off to McGivney, nice crossover. Then the little pull-up is no good. Offensive rebound, and then the layup goes down. And a foul, and Cameron will go to the line for one free throw. That was his first basket.
A big offensive rebound there, Scott.
Yeah, that was the big guy, Joe Auding, future Notre Dame football player, who the Vikings have done a great job. They've held him in check on the offensive end, but he got a nice offensive rebound on that one. Free throw is no good, and we have a lane violation.
Missed it anyway, so.
On Cameron, I believe. He was. I think they said his foot was on the line, so he missed the free throw. But back to a 16-point lead for Hayden, 43-27. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. The Vikings have kind of figured out a way to pull a rabbit out of their hat several times this year, late in games, but this is going to be a tough task, to say the least. Landon Wheat. I think he has an advantage on that defender. Vikes almost lost it. Jesse, step back three, no good, and rebounded by Ridley. But Jesse's working as hard as he's worked all year trying to get an open look. Ridley out top. Over to Cameron. Wide open three is short. And boy, over the back. Did they finally get it?
Finally.
They finally got Auding. That's just his first, Tony. The Hayden coach wasn't happy with the call, but I got to tell you, that could have easily been the big man's fourth because he did get away with a lot of contact back in the first half. And that was already the seventh. That was already the 7th team foul on Hayden. And the Hayden bench is saying that Washington should be at the free throw line, and I think they're right, Tony. I think, it was Washington. The Vikes were trying to sneak Landon Wheat up to the free throw line. I don't blame him for doing that.
Yeah, hope Washington knocks him down.
Yeah, Washington has not scored tonight. This will be a 1-and-1. The Vikes need them all. And he can't get the roll. That's just unbelievable. Tony, how many times did it roll around the rim for Hayden in the first half?
He's going to get another shot at it, though.
So it was a lane violation.
Yep, Otting got in the lane too quick.
So he gets the front end over. And see if Washington can make him pay. Ridley heads to the bench, replaced by Kolbach, who knocked down those 4 threes in the second quarter for the Wildcats. So Washington with the front end, puts it up, and it's good.
Well, Landon Wheat fell to the floor. I think he just slipped.
43-28, 15-point lead.
I think he tried to lean into Otting.
I think so.
Otting moved out of the way. It's like taking the chair right out from under you. Kevin Mitch is out there laughing at him.
6'1" junior Jamarion Washington looking for his second point. Free throw on the way. No good. And rebounded by Otting. 15-point lead for Hayden at 43-28. Minute 40 to go in the third quarter. McGibney to Kolbach. Almost had his pocket picked. He did. Trey Mack lobs it up to
he
Landon
got
Wheat,
pushed.
but he that's what Coach Hauk is saying. Hey, my guy got shoved, and that's why he almost fell out of bounds. Good look to the freshman McGibney off the glass. No good. He missed it, but there's the huge guy. Otting with the offensive board and putting it in. 45-28, now a 17-point lead for Hayden. Minute 10 to go in the third quarter. J.J. Kendrick, nice. Behind the back dribble, can't score though, and Otting has the rebound. Here goes McGibney out ahead of the pack, and he lays it in off the glass. 3 points for the freshman. Biggest lead of the night for Hayden at 47-28. 50 seconds to go. Nice drive. Boy, a block. That could have gone either way. Otting picks up his second.
That was what I was hoping would happen early on in the game to get the big guy. But when the big guy's been out of the game is when they've been better.
Yeah, they've been better when they've been playing fast. So 47-28, 19-point lead for Hayden. I tell you, Tony, you mentioned it back in the first quarter, and I agreed with you that, it looks like the Vikings can probably play with these guys, but as the game has progressed, Hayden's man-to-man, they're suffocating man-to-man defense has just been too much for the Vikings. And then when you throw in 8 3-pointers and the Vikings have only knocked down 1, that is the biggest difference in the game by far. Run into the 1-and-1, good for Jesse Jones. Sad to say, but if things don't change in a hurry, this will be the final game of Jesse Jones' storied career at Parsons High School. He's in double figures with 13, tied with Landon Wheat, who also has 13. Make it 14 now for Jesse Jones. But they've been the only 2 guys who've been able to get anything going on the offensive end. Vikes go with a little press. 47-30, Hayden by 17. Mahler to McGibney. Tough shot in the paint. That time he doesn't get the roll, and pulled out by Landon Wheat, who's just been outstanding tonight for the Vikes. Trey Mack. Long pass. Easy steal for Padilla. Up ahead to Kolbach. Kolbach lost it. And, it should have been a steal. Somehow it ended up in the hands of Hayden, and laying it in off the glass is the freshman, McGibney.
Hayden does not take any possessions off.
No, they play hard.
Defense. Their defense is so good.
Tipped out of bounds by Hayden. 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hayden leads at 49-30. Again, we'll be on the air about 5 till 6 tomorrow for the girls contest. Lady Vikings hosting Holton in the first round. Vikes get it into Mack and has it poked away, and it's a steal. 2 seconds to go. Otting gets off the three, and it's no good, and that's the end of the third quarter with Hayden in control. They lead the Vikes 49-30. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
Yeah, we are back live. Parsons High School, time for quarter number 4. The Vikings will have to have their biggest comeback of the entire season. They've had some great ones, but man, trailing Hayden by 19 going into the final 8 minutes, a nearly impossible task, but if anybody can do it from what we've seen, it would be this group of Vikings. Tony, 9 guys in the scoring column for Hayden. That's another big difference in this game.
Yeah.
Vikings,
what do we got, 4 or 5?
4, and 2 of those guys only combined for 3 points.
Wow.
The other 27 from Jesse Jones and Landon Wheat. Vikes with the first possession. Vikes just have to let it all hang out these final 8 minutes. Landon Wheat kicks it out to Washington. He took steps. Another turnover on the Vikes. Coach Houck was like, man, just shoot it. We're down by 19. Go ahead and let it fly. Barkus on the floor for the first time tonight for the Vikes. McGibney out top to Otting, who the Vikings have held in check on the offensive end. It's been the outside shooting of Hayden that's been the difference. Speaking of outside shooting, here's a three. It's perfect. Wide open. Jake Mahler knocks it down. He now has 13 points, 9 3-pointers for Topeka-Hayden. Nice drive by J.J. Kendrick. Got his man in the air. Then he throws it away. It's a steal. 2-on-1 break. And laying it in off the glass is Jake Mahler. He has 15 points as Hayden pulling away now 54-30 over the Vikings. Landon Wheat. Tough shot. He got it to go. Landon Wheat, 15 points. Good news for Viking fans. He'll be back next year for his senior season. But, Tony, I know this Hayden team lost to Eudora by 4. But I can't help but think we might be looking at this year's 4A state champion right now.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
Padilla to Otting, kicks it out. There's the guy who was hot in the first half. It's short this time by Kobach. Vikes will have to move very quickly the rest of the way. They are down by a whopping 22 points with 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Barkus to Jesse Jones. Floater from about 8. Is short and pulled out by Hayden. Padilla gets around Barkus and has a block. Boy, looked like a clean block. Must have got him with the body. Washington picks up his 4th foul.
Yeah, Padilla winked at their bench. I think he knows he got away with one there.
Demias Johnson, Trey Mack will check in after this first free throw. Padilla with 6 points on the night for the Wildcats. Southpaw puts it up, and it's good. Tony, looking back to the first half, Vikes led 8-5. It's hard to believe they led 8-5 at the end of the first quarter, but those 4 threes by Cooper Kobach and throw in 2 more threes by Dom Ridley.
Yeah.
That was essentially the game. Vikes have not been able to get back in it since. It's been a double-digit lead for Hayden, and then some. The entire second half. Second free throw goes down for Padilla. We have a 30-second timeout on the floor. 56-32, Hayden leading by 24. Now 6:17 to go in the fourth quarter. And they're pretty I thought the Vikes might struggle to get to 40 tonight, but I thought they still might be in the game.
Yeah.
I didn't think Hayden would explode like they have, but here again, the three-pointers they've knocked down, Tony, almost all of them have been wide open.
Yeah, I would say, what they had 10?
I think they have 9 three-pointers made on the night.
Say at least 7 of them have been wide open. That one right before the half,
that was kind of
guarded.
Yeah.
But other than that, man.
Yeah, 9 three-pointers. The Vikes have 1. So they've been outscored by 24, and they trail by 24. And they've been outscored by 24 behind the three-point line. That is the difference in our game. This Hayden defense has been outstanding, which is what we expected. Nice drive by Jesse Jones. That was the kind of shot he would normally make, but you have to wonder if his legs aren't getting a little bit tired. He has gone hard since the opening tip. 24-point lead now. Looks like Hayden, they're not going to, I don't think they will go into an all-out stall, but they're going to be very patient on the offensive end. Charvat with it, now to Mahler. Vikes led by 3 at the end of the first quarter, but Hayden exploded for 28 points in the second quarter, led 33-20 going in at halftime, and the Vikes really, I don't think they ever got closer than that.
No.
Mahler to throw it in, gets it into Padilla, right back to Mahler. To Padilla, he'll launch a 3. It's rounded off, no good, but an offensive rebound by Charvat, and Hayden will reset. Landon Wheat will check back in at the next opportunity for the Vikes, as will J.J. Kendrick. Padilla puts it on the floor, finds a cutter to the basket, layup goes down. That's Topeka-Hayden basketball. Mahler now with 17 points, 58-32, 26-point lead for the Wildcats. Barkas down low to Mack. He cannot score. Who ends up with it? The Vikes have it. Ball tipped away. Good hustle by Barkas to Washington. It's going to be a blocking foul on Mahler. That will be his second. And see, I'm not sure if I think Washington was shooting. Hayden going a little bit deeper to their bench now. Gabe Gonzalez checks in. Dylan Foster, 6'4" senior. 58-32, big lead for the Wildcats. 4:58 to go in our ball game. Guess it is just a 1-1, and it's a round and off, no good for Washington. Been that kind of night for the Vikes. Points have been hard to come by. Cameron with it, gets around everybody, can't get the layup. It's pulled out by Washington. Here come the Vikes. Up ahead to Wheat, they threw it away. How many turnovers is that, Tony?
Well, that's 19.
19 turnovers tonight for the Vikings. Yeah, that makes it hard to win. Hayden almost throws it away, knocked out by Landon Wheat. 4:36 to go. Vikings season going to come to an end here tonight. Opening round to Sub-State, but man, it's always fun to host, Tony, but I think everybody knew this was going to be a very difficult game against the Hayden Wildcats.
Yeah, the Viking boys started out the season 1-6.
Yep.
To finish the year at 11-10 with the over 500 records, pretty good.
Three-pointer around and off, no good by Foster. Here comes Kendrick with it, up ahead to Landon Wheat, and he stuffs it. Nicely done by the Vikes. Landon Wheat throws it down. He has 17 points. Landon showing off his athleticism. 58-34. Hayden in control. Foster with it. Hayden will continue to be patient on the offensive end. Just look for cutters to the basket. Take a layup if it's there. Boy, that could have been an offensive foul, but they're going to get the block on Trey Mack. Yeah, they've been very hesitant to call offensive fouls tonight, Tony. In fact, the only one I can think of was an illegal screen on Devias Johnson.
I think that's the only one I've seen.
So they have stayed consistent with it from start to finish. 58-34, Hayden by 24, just 3:54 to go in the game and in the Vikings season. Dom Ridley's free throw off the mark, no good. Another rebound for Landon Wheat. Jesse Jones. Tough shot from the baseline, no good. And rebounded by the Wildcats. Foster with it, takes a couple of dribbles, gives it off to Cameron. Again, Viking girls in action tomorrow at 6 o'clock right here at Parsons High School. Shot missed, rebounded by the Vikes. The head to J.J. Kendrick, saves the possession. He's going to go ahead and launch a three. There it is. J.J. Kendrick knocks it down. Just the second three-pointer of the night for the Vikes. And it's not like they've really been cold, Tony. Like we've said all night, it's just been hard to get any good looks.
Yeah, it wasn't until they put in the deepest part of their bench that we started to get some looks.
58-37 is your score. Hayden on top. 2:55 to go in our ball game. Hayden will play the winner of Atchison and Coffeyville on Friday night. Hayden kicks it out. Ridley was wide open, but with the big lead. Hayden just taking the air out of the ball right now. Ridley out top now. 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Hayden very content. There's a good look underneath, and scoring off the glass is Gabe Gonzalez, the senior. 60-37 is your score, and then boy, Jesse Jones got bailed out because I thought it was going to be a turnover, but Ridley picks up the personal. Jacob Deister, I think he was in for just a little bit in the first half. He's going to get back out on the floor. Coach Houck will clear his bench. He's going to put in Demias Johnson, let's see, Barkus, Keel, and also Trey Mack. Jesse Jones knocks down the free throw. He now has 15 points. Not the way he wanted his high school career to come to an end, but Tony, he did everything he could tonight. He fought hard from start to finish. This Hayden team just too good. Second free throw good. 16 points for Jones. 60-39, Hayden by 21. They've outscored the Vikings again by 21 points from behind the three-point line. Cameron with it. Nice drive. His layup is good. Cameron with 4 points. Had a few assists tonight as well. Three-pointer by Jesse Jones is short and pulled out of there by Foster of Hayden. 62-39, minute 43 to go in our ball game. So congratulations to the Wildcats as they move into the sub-state finals. Again, they will play the winner of Atchison Coffeyville Friday night. And again, another reminder to our listeners, we'll be on the air a little bit before 6 o'clock tomorrow as the Lady Vikings take on Holton right here at Parsons High School. That is 6 o'clock tip. Hayden continuing to milk the clock. I think down to a minute to go. Foster, he's going to go ahead and launch a three. It's no good. Connor Barkus with the rebound. Up ahead to Keel. And I think it's just Coach Houck called a timeout, but he just wants to get some. He's going to let Jesse Jones head to the bench for the last time as his career comes to an end, replaced by Jagger Quirin. What a career he had. Largent also into the lineup, replacing Trey Tullis.
They have 16 tonight, Scott.
Yeah, 16 points.
So 954 points as a Viking.
And only only had 12 his freshman year.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vikes get it into Barkus with 50 seconds to go. He's guarded by Foster. Hayden just stays in that stingy man-to-man defense. Quirin with it. Try to get it down to Largent. Largent goes up and couldn't get it. It's been that kind of night. Now Quirin, he finally gets the roll. Vikes have just not, I don't know how many shots they've had tonight, Tony, that just hung on the rim and fell off.
It's been at least 5 or 6.
Yeah, everything that they needed to go right tonight went wrong. 62-41, Hayden leads by 21. 15 seconds to go. Hayden will just dribble out the clock here. Vikes will finish their season 11-10. Hayden will improve to 11-10 as they move to the sub-state finals Friday night. 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, and the Viking season comes to an end as they fall to the Hayden Wildcats. Final score 62-41. Let's take a 3-minute commercial break, and we'll be back with the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. You're listening to Viking basketball on V93.